Hey, welcome back to the Mindy Paul Show. I don't really watch much TV, and if I do watch any TV, I can literally watch something for 5 minutes, and I get so bored, and I'm one of them people that just flick, because I've got a short attention span. Not that I'm not really interested in TV, but one thing that I was on Netflix the other day is, I don't know if you've seen it, the David Beckham documentary. Now, if you're listening to this podcast in 2059, it's probably not on Netflix anymore. Netflix probably ain't even around anymore. So I was watching, let's watch David Beckham because we're similar ages, right? He's about a little bit older than me. So I started to watch his documentary because I remember, I'm not into football. I can't stand football, right? Sorry, football fans. And I remember, growing up, I'd always see David Beckham everywhere, right? He's buying all these cars and stuff and becoming successful. I thought, let's watch that. So I started to watch the David Beckham documentary. But why did I start watching that? I thought, I need some inspiration because this podcast is about success fatigue. Now, what is success fatigue? It's someone who becomes successful that I don't want for anything. Life is going great. They've got money. They've got time freedom. They've got things they want. And, life becomes kind of dry, boring, dull. And I recently experienced this myself. So, I've right now, I'm fairly young still, right? I'm in my sort of 40s, right? Early 40s. And I'm financially free now. Okay, I'm time free. There's two things that most business owners want. They want time freedom. They want money freedom. But when they get there, then what? So, I drive two amazing cars, lovely cars. I've got a great lifestyle. I don't want for anything. If I want to go out and buy something, I can do that. If I want to go on holiday, I don't need to look at the price tag of anything that I want. Even though I'm wearing this Hugo Boss watch, it might look like a Rollie, but it's not Rolex. It's about £280 watch, right? So I just want to chuck that in there. And I'm sitting around now. I'm fucking thinking, now what? I've got a great business, got great clients all around the world, helping people get some amazing results. And inside, I kind of felt this kind of emptiness, fucking what next? Is this all it's about? All this time I dreamt about becoming successful. Maybe you have too. You got the lifestyle, you got the time, but business is going great, and you wake up in the morning and kind of fucking empty. You're thinking, what next? Is this all there is to it? Is this all I want? So I start watching David Beckham documentary. I'm looking at him. And so he's achieved all of this amazing success. And then he just keeps on going bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm fucking hell, man, this guy's created a monster. And I'm I spoke to a friend of mine. He's very successful. And I spoke to him about a year and a half ago. I said, hey, dude, this is what's going on. I'm experiencing this. There's nothing I don't really have any big goals that really excite me. And I know about goal setting. So I'm I need to find something that really kind of builds up this hunger inside me, this excitement. Cars don't do it for me, and material things don't do it for me anymore. You get to a point where it just won't work. So there's something deeper that I needed to work. I'm all right. I spent some time self-reflecting. I'm what really makes me happy? What really sparks something inside of me? What makes me feel good? When was the last time I felt fucking alive? In the last 6 months, and bang, it was there. It was when I was giving, when I donated some money to a cause. Maybe it's a temple, maybe it's a food bank, maybe I helped somebody out, maybe I sent some money to someone, and I thought, what, fucking hell, that feeling is much more satisfying than when I picked my Porsche Turbo up earlier on this year. That outweighs the car. The car is nothing, it's exciting, it's a piece of metal, but the excitement that I had of actually giving someone something that made a difference to them, because of money, that I'm what, I want to do more of that. I want to do more of that giving, so I start to set myself goals, intentional goals, to really start giving more. How can I make a bigger impact? So I'm what do I need to make a bigger impact? Okay, I need to produce more income. I need to make more money. I need to have more so I can give more. So I'm fucking hell. Then I set myself a monster goal. I'm what? If I could get to this monthly goal, I can help so many different people. Just a few months ago, a friend of mine, she was donating. She set up an organization helping kids in India. So I was what? I would love to support that. So I went onto her Insta feed, looked at her message, asked her to send me a link, and I'll see what had been raised there. I thought, fucking hell, let's just fucking get beast on this. So what I did, I went and put £5,000 into that. And that £5,000, it helped educate 33 kids in India for the whole year. And I believe that includes their food and all their education for a whole year. And I'm thinking, these kids will never even know who I was, never get to meet me, not even know where the money came from. But I've made a difference to 33 children. These are kids they brought off the streets, they brought them in, schooled them, give them clothes. And I'm fucking hell, just 5,000 made a difference. What if I can make 5 million? Imagine how much impact I could make to people's lives. There's lots of stuff that I've done where that's really like, lit something up inside of me. When I'm giving, I feel my best, and I'm like, you know what, that fatigue is no longer there, because now I'm stretching. I remember Tony Robbins, actually, he you probably heard that story about when somebody dropped a Thanksgiving meal off to his family and his dad wouldn't accept it, or stepdad or whatever, and he was so happy that they're going to get food, and he made a pact with himself that I want to feed, like, I think it's 50 families this Christmas. And I thought, I heard this about 15 years ago. I thought, what a lovely concept, what a lovely thing to do. So I'm like, you know what, I want to produce more money so I can extend my good beyond like cars and stuff. That's nothing. My car can get stolen, I could write it off, right? Talk about thinking positive, right? So that can go anytime. But the good that I do, the only thing that you're going to take away from here is the good that you've done. I remember Bob saying that. Bob Proctor used to say that the only thing that you take with you is all of your monetary possessions, anything that you own, any piece of clothing. Someone else will be a custodian when you leave this planet. So the cars won't matter, that stuff won't matter. But what will go with me is, like, not for other people, but for myself, knowing that me being here on this planet made a difference to people's lives. People were able to eat a hot meal because of me, because of my mindset, because I didn't play victim mode, and sometimes, like, people troll you on the internet, right? Sometimes we got, like, stuff on Facebook. People say, well, if you're making all that money, why would you want to share it with other people? Why would you want to share the secrets? Why wouldn't you? It shows what sort of person you are. If you have some information that can change someone's life and you're not willing to share it, shame on you. Andrew Carnegie did this when he wrote Think and Grow Rich. I don't have it here, but he wrote Think and Grow Rich. And he spent the first half of his life making money. And he spent the second part of his life giving it away. And where Think and Grow Rich came from was, like he said to Napoleon Hill, listen, if I go to my deathbed, if I go to my grave, knowing all this information, and I don't pass it on to the masses, so anybody can come from the street and amass a huge amount of success and wealth and money, I'll be committing a sin. It'd be wrong for me to do. It'd be a sin, so I don't want to do that. So that's the richest man in the world. So if you can't take advice from the richest man in the world, they always say success leaves clues, like follow rich, successful people, do exactly what they do. And I'm like, you know what? Money is there to circulate. So I'm like, let's circulate some fucking more of it. So now I want to produce more income. I want to help more people, right, in their businesses, in their lives, so I can help the other people that don't have the luxuries that we have. We don't know, like right now, there's a food bank not far from where I'm recording this. There's so many people right now that could be a mile away from where you are right now. You could be driving, listening to this podcast. You don't know who you're driving past, who doesn't even know if they're going to have enough electric for the day to last them out. You don't even know if they've got enough milk to feed their kids in the morning. We assume people walking around, everybody's all happy, hunky-dory. But we don't know, like someone living 2 doors away, what's in their fucking fridge. We don't know that. We can't assume that. So why not, like, help people? Why not if you're feeling that fatigue where you're very successful and things are going great, and every single day is just like existing, you're waking up, you do your shit, you go back to sleep, and it's the same fucking routine day in, day out. That's a fucking boring life, So why not, like, say, right, ask yourself a question, right? What do I really want? What can I do that will inspire me, that will wake me up every morning, and that maybe I want to make a difference to someone else's life? Maybe you want to set up a foundation or something. Maybe what is it that you want to do? Just if you're feeling that fatigue, that success fatigue, you got to look for a purpose bigger than yourself, bigger than anything that you've ever done before. I'm not talking about bigger houses. Well, if that's your thing, if you think, you know what, I've got a nice, like, 10,000 square foot home, or like a 30,000 square foot home, if that's what makes you happy, that makes you happy. But for you, material things, they might be all great. I speak to lots of people. Mindy, I'm right financially. I've got a great family, got a lovely wife, a lovely husband. But, life has become boring. That's because you haven't stretched enough. You need to start searching your soul. You need to start looking inside and say, what difference do I want to make? What do I really want to do? If this was my last day on this planet, what would I do? Now, if this was my last day on the planet, I'd probably still be sitting here doing what I love doing, right? Because I want to help you, I want to help other people, and I want to expand my reach. And I can't do it on my own. I need your help. I can't do it on my own. Everybody needs to come together and make a stand for this and help people, humanity, share. There's lots of stuff going on all around the world. There's stuff going on everywhere, not just all around the world. There's stuff going on here in your own hometown. So how can you make a little bit of a difference? What can you do? Can you maybe just donate like $100 to the local food bank? And maybe that will like bring some happiness back into your life. People say, money doesn't make you happy, but I think it does. I think it does, because money gives you choices. Money gives you the ability to expand yourself, right? So think about that. How can you eradicate that feeling, right? The fatigue of being successful. You got to find something bigger than you. You got to find something that means more to you, right? So go find that thing, make a difference, right? So I'll see you all on the next podcast. I hope you got some value from this one, which I'm sure you did. See you soon.